In business since 1903, Morton Buildings has grown into a leading, world-class construction company, known for technological innovation and engineering excellence. Morton Buildings has pioneered industry research and development in such important areas as paint systems, structural integrity, manufacturing and construction methods, and energy efficiency. But innovation is just a part of Morton's legacy. For nearly a century, our primary mission has been to provide our customers with top-quality, high-value buildings that are truly best in class. With over 100 company-owned construction centers serving the continental United States, Morton Buildings has over 300,000 satisfied customers. And we will continue to focus on 100% customer satisfaction as we expand and grow our business into exciting new areas in the next century. The modern machine storage building, a clear span structure with good access to plenty of usable, versatile storage space. It's a clean, dry environment, ideally suited for storing today's farm equipment. A Morton machine storage facility is unique, especially when you consider all the features that have been engineered to work together as a system. For instance, Morton utilizes a ventilation system in which the vented soffits supply incoming air for the continuously vented ridge. This natural airflow carries excess heat and moisture out the vented ridge, providing a cooler, drier environment. The vented overhangs with the vented ridge also make it possible to add the Energy Performer insulation system, allowing for proper attic ventilation, which results in outstanding heating and cooling efficiency. This is just one example of Morton Buildings' approach to machine storage systems, and it goes far beyond a well-engineered building. Morton Buildings is the largest company-owned construction network in the United States. And because the local construction centers are company-owned, you get the advantage of working directly with the company, while still receiving local commitment from the office staff and construction crew. Your personal sales consultant will listen to what you need in a structure and then guide you through designing a facility that increases your operations' productivity. Morton sales consultants are design specialists who will help you determine the best location for your building and how the proper placement of doors and windows will enhance both function and appearance. A Morton sales consultant can best explain the distinct advantage of the specially engineered features and options that will allow you to get the most from your investment. The advantage begins with the foundation. Morton's timber column construction is based on 3-member laminated columns made from #1 southern yellow pine. 3 2x6s are laminated together, forming a column of superior strength. The lower columns are embedded 4 feet into the ground and are treated with 33% more preservative than used by other builders. The 2x6s are kiln-dried prior to treatment to enable the 0.8 pounds of CCA solution to fully penetrate the wood. The 2x6s are then kiln-dried again to prevent shrinking and cracking and to enhance uniformity. These #1 grade lower columns are laminated with stainless steel fasteners for lifelong corrosion protection. This combination allows Morton Buildings to protect your investment with a 50-year warranty against decay and insect attack on the lower columns and splashboard. Compare Morton's technique to builders using square posts. They're typically not able to get full penetration of the preservative into a 6x6 post. Cracks can form, leaving a direct route to the untreated core for moisture and insect attack. Morton Buildings spaces its columns 7.5 feet on center and ties them together with 2x4 horizontal nailers approximately 30 inches apart. Morton manufactured trusses are centered on the columns for load-bearing support, then nailed and double-bolted to ensure rigidity and eliminate the need for traditional knee braces. This provides more sidewall clearance for storage. Each truss is held together with Morton's own heavy-gauge G90 galvanized gusset plates. A continuous truss tie and purlin system offers additional rigidity and strength. Tie the corners down with high-tensile steel X-banding, and you have a rigid frame that's further reinforced by Morton's specially coated 19 mil thick steel skin. This heavier steel contributes to strength, to long life of the system, and completes a superbly engineered building. Morton Buildings exhibits its confidence with a written warranty unmatched in the building industry. All Morton buildings are warranted for 5 years against wind load damage. This warranty covers damage caused by hurricanes or even tornadoes because there's no wind velocity limit. This wind load warranty is extended to 10 years on the optional Alumasteel sliding door system. The specially coated steel roof and sidewall panels are warranted for 20 years against fading, peeling, chalking, and red rust. 50-year foundation protection and a 50-year snow load warranty with no weight limitations give you the confidence that you're getting the best value, a value that's going to pay off for generations. These are substantial warranties that you can count on because they're not prorated. They include materials and labor, and because they're backed by Morton Buildings' strong financial position and legendary reputation of warranty follow-up. Explain to your local Morton Buildings sales consultant what you need in a new structure. Be sure expansion plans and future equipment modifications are considered. And when you meet, you'll find that Morton sales consultants have the knowledge to advise you on what size and options will most cost-effectively meet your goals. For instance, they can show you how a raised cord truss adds interior clearance without the added expense of extending the height of the entire building. Good advice on proper placement and site preparation will ensure a facility that meets your requirements far into the future. Your time with a Morton sales consultant will be well spent. After your site is prepared, the building materials are delivered by trucks from Morton Buildings' own fleet. Company-employed drivers unload the materials with specially designed equipment. Morton's drivers take pride in their ability to unload safely and carefully without damaging the materials. A Morton-employed and trained construction crew will arrive with modern equipment that allows them to safely and accurately complete your building. Morton Buildings crews are highly orchestrated teams that work together toward the goal of completing your building with the highest standards of workmanship. While members of the crew prepare components that will be needed later in the project, others lay out the building and establish grade. The building is plotted and column spacing is measured and marked. The holes for the columns are dug 4 feet deep, then cleaned of loose soil. Next, 50 pounds of dry concrete mix is poured into each hole, conforming perfectly to the shape of the bottom of the hole. After driving steel anchor rods through the bottom of the columns, the lower columns are placed into the holes. Then, with the base of the columns already in the concrete, another 50 pounds of dry mix is poured into the hole surrounding the anchor rod. Soil fills the rest of the hole, and over a period of time, the dry concrete mix will absorb moisture from the surrounding soil and become a perfect fitting base that will help prevent settling as well as uplift. A 2x8 CCA pressure-treated splashboard around the perimeter of the building protects the bottom portion and keeps the steel sidewall panels 5 inches above the ground to help protect them from corrosion. Using a precision jig and a point determined from grade, the lower columns are uniformly trimmed, forming a staggered joint that will connect the upper and lower sections. Next, the sidewalls are framed. Like the lower columns, the upper column sections are constructed of 3 members of No. 1 Southern Yellow Pine. Factory-installed 2x2 bird blocking automatically spaces the horizontal nailers approximately 30 inches on center and eliminates nesting areas behind the columns. Safe methods and proper equipment allow the crew to stand up large walls and hold them in place while the tight-fitting joint is secured. And bracing holds each section of the wall while the crew moves to the next. Wood, glulam, or steel I-beam headers are used to span large door openings in the side walls and end walls. This steel I-beam spans 30 feet and will support 3 trusses. Morton's trusses are centered over each column for load-bearing support. And to ensure rigidity and maximum wind uplift protection, the trusses are fastened to the columns with ring shank nails and 2 1/2-inch steel bolts. This rigid system eliminates the need for a space-stealing knee brace. Next, 2x4 pre-drilled purlins are nailed to the trusses. These purlins effectively distribute forces from the roof to the trusses. Then truss ties are installed end to end to hold the trusses plumb and to add rigidity for end wall wind load strength. Here, overhangs are being framed. They will become an integral part of providing proper ventilation and will add to the finished appearance of the building. The overall strength of the system is becoming apparent. Laminated columns embedded and anchored in concrete, columns spaced 7 feet 6 inches on center, and heavily built trusses centered over each column. All of these features work together to form a Morton building's logically engineered structure. Morton's wood frame system provides security and peace of mind from damage caused by uplift, settling, and wind or snow loads. A protective liner defends the interior of a Morton machine storage building from impact caused by machinery or tools. This wood liner fits into a rabbeted groove, placing it in direct contact with the lower portion of the steel sidewall, adding an extra defense against exterior impact as well. Once the building is precisely squared and plumbed, the custom-length high-rib steel panels are placed on the sidewalls. The panels are fastened at the high ribs with EPDM washer ring shank nails, which are double-dipped in zinc galvanizing for maximum protection against rust. The EPDM polymer washers form a seal between the nail and the steel, helping prevent rust and leakage. These washers are also highly resistant to deterioration by ultraviolet rays, and they remain flexible in extreme hot and cold weather. The 16-gauge galvanized steel corner trim protectors and steel wainscot panels are installed next. Trim protectors and wainscots are smart alternatives when you consider maintenance and repair costs for the everyday wear and tear on the base of the building. Above, vented soffits are being installed that will provide the incoming ventilation for the vented ridge. Next, the custom-length steel panels are placed on the roof. By strategically nailing on the high rib with EPDM washer ring shank nails, the possibility of roof leaks is reduced. And Morton's heavy-coated zinc galvanized nails have been proven to be the most reliable fastener in terms of strength and rust resistance. Instead of installing ridge lights which interfere with ventilation, Morton Buildings uses superior quality skylight panels with a Tedlar coating for long-lasting durability. This protective coating resists yellowing and deterioration. On most buildings, the doors are the only moving parts used extensively. With Morton Buildings, you can choose between a wood sliding door or Morton's trademarked Alumasteel door. This door is lighter yet stronger and carries the 10-year warranty against wind damage. Each door slides on high-tensile door tracks and steel roller-bearing trolley hangers that provide a smooth-operating, long-lasting system. Attractive walk doors and windows are also an important addition to your building. You may choose glass-paned 9-light doors and windows, or solid doors alone for additional security if your building is isolated. The inside of every Morton building is durable, clean-looking, and efficient. You'll find innovative features in a Morton building that you won't get with other builders. For example, Morton Buildings has studied where birds prefer to nest and goes to great lengths to eliminate those areas. The tops of the columns are factory pitch cut, and 2x2s block nesting areas between nailers, behind the columns, and between the first row of purlins. High-tensile steel X-banding is used instead of 2x6s for sidewall bracing, and special flashings are installed in the gables. The wire mesh and bird blocking are used strategically throughout the building, taking away favorite nesting areas. All of this to help keep birds away from your machinery. Morton exteriors are functional and attractive, with finishing details that are superior and serve specific functions. Morton Buildings has been engineering and building all types of structures for America's family farms for generations. After completing well over 300,000 buildings and with over 90 years of business experience, Morton Buildings has established itself as truly the master of construction for agribusiness. Morton buildings of all styles are built to last from the ground up and from the inside out. But like any structure, even sturdy Morton buildings are exposed to harsh elements in the environment. The ultraviolet rays of the sun are the primary cause of fading, chalking, and peeling on painted steel panels. And for years, atmospheric pollutants, especially acid rain, have been creating problems for owners of steel-clad buildings. Acid rain is probably the most damaging substance. It's the leading cause of red rust in steel. All of these hazards are serious concerns. They can cause permanent, costly damage to your structure. For this reason, you should consider every aspect of the steel that's applied to your building, from the quality of the steel itself to the durability and appearance of the total paint system. Morton Buildings offers two outstanding paint systems. Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 is our durable, weather-resistant sidewall coating. And we now have a new roof paint system, Floraflex 2000, one of the most fade and corrosion-resistant paint systems now on the market. This revolutionary roof paint combines the flexibility of a thick polyurethane primer with the long-lasting fade, chalk, and peeling resistance of our proven Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 top coat. The steel on the roof and the sidewalls is sometimes called the skin. The skin of a Morton building is thicker than the steel found on other buildings. Morton Buildings metallic coated steel has a minimum thickness of 19 mils or 0.019 inches, where some builders' steel is as thin as 16 mil or 0.016 inches. This is a difference of nearly 20%. In addition, Morton Buildings uses commercial quality steel, while most other builders use full hard steel. The distinction is crucial. Commercial quality steel can be bent many times without cracking, unlike full hard steel, which cracks apart easily. When unprotected steel is exposed to weather, it rusts in a short time. To preserve the steel, we apply a protective metallic coating to both sides. There are two popular kinds of metallic coatings that provide protection for the steel: hot-dipped galvanized zinc, which is nearly pure zinc, and Galvalume, which is a trademarked alloy of aluminum and zinc. Both of these metallic coatings have desirable characteristics under certain conditions. Morton Buildings often recommends both pure zinc and Galvalume on the same building, depending on the conditions, because we understand the advantages to our customers of using both. Other builders use only one type of metallic coating, which can cause problems in years to come. Metallic coatings are not very attractive, so we prefer to paint them. Paint systems also add to the protection of the steel, creating an important barrier to moisture and corrosive contaminants. Morton Buildings' high-quality paint systems give the panels long-lasting beauty. For years, Morton Buildings has used a highly effective paint system, Kynar 500 Hylar 5000, on sidewalls. This paint is famous for its remarkable fade, chalk, and peeling resistance. The durability of Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 comes from its proven chemical makeup of polyvinylidene difluoride, or PVDF, which is similar to Teflon. This quality gives Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 films excellent resistance to dirt and graffiti. Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 proves its superiority in fade resistance over other paint systems in accelerated weathering tests. These samples have been exposed to alternating 4-hour periods of ultraviolet B light that simulates aggressive sunshine and condensation that simulates dew and rainfall. Our test also included the element of heat, which accelerates the harsh effects of sunshine and moisture. As you can see, the sample on the left has changed considerably where the polyester paint film has been exposed to the test. However, both the Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 and the Fluoroflex 2000 panels, exposed to similar tests, show almost no effect. Fluoroflex 2000, with its durable Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 topcoat, is an amazingly weather-resistant film. All builders form roof panels from steel that's painted while flat and then rolled into coils. The process of forming ribs into the steel puts heavy stress on the steel, the metallic coating, and the paint. Morton Building's roll-forming machines bend the steel into our unique rib configuration, which gives it added strength and rigidity while limiting the stress and the cracking of the coatings. Other builders use sharp bends and angles that add to the stress and cracking. But the stress of the additional bending and stretching to form their steel rib configurations causes even more dramatic hairline cracking in their paint, leaving their paint system more vulnerable to red rust corrosion. A serious problem can develop within these cracks. Long after a rainstorm ends, moisture remains on the roof. The flatter the pitch of the roof, the more water remains. The water then evaporates and contaminants are deposited into the hairline cracks. Eventually, the contaminants interact with the steel, and that's when red rust forms. Although our Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 sidewall paint is unequaled for its fade and chalking resistance, Morton Building's mission was to develop a paint that was exceptionally resistant to cracking from roll forming. After years of highly focused research, the result of our efforts is Morton Building's new roof paint system, Fluoroflex 2000. Fluoroflex 2000 is so durable and flexible that it actually bridges over the hairline cracking in the metallic coating that results from roll forming, so our roof steel is not exposed to the harmful pollutants that cause red rust. Since acid rain is more of a concern east of the Mississippi River, Morton Buildings recommends the use of the Fluoroflex 2000 paint system for roofs in this geographic region of the country. West of the Mississippi, where acid rain is less of a concern, we recommend the use of our durable, highly resistant Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 paint system on roofs. The fracture detector is a simple device that demonstrates the flexibility of Fluoroflex 2000. This device pushes a current of electricity through a wet sponge. Paint is removed from the steel substrate in a small section, and an electrode is attached. Whenever the wet sponge and the moisture squeezed from the sponge come into contact with a crack, the circuit is completed. A light flashes and you can hear a loud tone. The tone indicates the existence of cracks in the paint film. This panel was formed from a polyester coating. As you can see, wherever the steel has been formed into a rib, paint film fractures are being detected. So many of them that we get an almost continuous tone. This panel was formed from a conventional 1 mil thick Kynar 500 Hylar 5000 coating. It's more flexible than standard polyester or silicone polyester paints. The fracture detector reveals that there are fewer cracks at the ribs than the polyester coating, but we still find some cracks. We designed Fluoroflex 2000 to be fracture-free at formed areas of the panel. This panel was formed the same way as the others, but as you can see, no paint film fractures are detected. Clearly, the Fluoroflex 2000 has effectively bridged any gaps caused by fracturing during the roll forming process. Other builders may say their steel is as good as Morton's, but that's because the supplier who furnishes their steel also offers a 20-year and sometimes even a 30-year warranty. For example, there are warranties that say they protect against cracking and peeling, but they don't say a thing about red rust on steel. Some warranties in the fine print exclude coverage of red rust when it's caused by commonly found corrosive conditions. Others exclude hairline cracking caused by the roll-forming process. There are many warranties floating around, but there is a difference. A Morton Buildings difference. We offer the strongest written warranty in the building industry. We are so confident that the Floraflex 2000 roof system and Kynar Hylar sidewall paint offers the best combination of durability, flexibility, and long-lasting beauty that our unsurpassed 20-year warranty covers fading, chalking, peeling, and red rust for both roof and sidewall panels. There is a difference in everything we offer. In the quality of our steel, the carefully selected metallic coatings, the exceptional new Floraflex 2000 paint system, even our 20-year warranty, offering the most solid protection against red rust, fading, chalking, and peeling. Take a look at the differences in a Morton building and discover the distinct advantage.